Dimension styles control the appearance of dimension objects. In this video, you will change some of the settings within a dimension style. You will also create a dimension substyle that applies only to one particular type of dimension object. You will also learn how to override a dimension style on a per-object basis. Open the Engine 5 project file. DimStyle is the name of the dimension style command, but its command alias is simply D, so type D enter. This drawing has just one dimension style called Standard. Let's modify it. Click the Modify button. This opens a large dialog box organized into tabs. Dimension styles are very complex. Click the Lines tab. The preview image here gives you an idea of what happens when you change some of the parameters. It'll give you some visual feedback. For example, I don't like the way that these extension lines are so close to the geometry that they are dimensioning. I'd like to increase that distance there. That's controlled with this offset from origin parameter. Let's increase this value. I'll highlight it and type 0.25. Press the Tab key and the preview is updated. Actually, I think that's a bit too far. Let's decrease this value to 0.125. Press Tab again. That's about right. Go to the Symbols and Arrows tab next. Here you can control what type of symbols are used for the arrowheads. Let's change from closed filled to architectural tick. Go to the Text tab next. Here I'd like to change the alignment, that is, the way that these numbers are rotated. Select this radio button to align the vertical text with the dimension line. This works for linear and aligned dimensions. Go to the Fit tab. Here you'll find the overall scale. I'll set this to 20 and make it smaller. Press Tab and the preview updates. Go to Primary Units next. Here let's change the precision down to a whole number. Choose 0. Click OK and close. All these objects updated because they were all drawn with the standard dimension style. Unfortunately, I think we made it too small. Let's go back by pressing the space bar to repeat the last command. Click Modify. Go to the Fit tab, and let's go back to the overall scale of 40. OK, and close. Now the numbers are legible. I'll zoom in and check it out. I like the architectural ticks in general, but I don't like the way that these radius values use tick marks. I'd prefer these to have arrowheads. This is where a substyle will come in. Type D enter, and then click New. Create a new substyle that's used for, and choose this drop-down, and select Radius Dimensions. Continue, and notice that the preview only shows the radius dimension here. Change the architectural tick to closed filled. OK, and close. So all the radius dimensions were updated. The substyle specifically governs their appearance. Now this arc length dimension has tick marks, and this one looks fine, but this one is starting to compete with the extension line. I'd like to override this just for this particular object. I'll select it, right-click, and choose Properties. And right here, we can choose a different arrowhead. I'll use closed filled, both on the right and on the left. Close the Properties palette, and press Escape a couple of times to deselect. So to summarize, in this video you learned how to control the appearance of dimension objects with a dimension style. You also created a substyle to control one type of dimension, and you chose arrowheads that differed from the style for a selected object.